Welcome to Grandpa's Gentle Sleep Stories. If tonight your mind feels a little too busy, a little too awake, you're in the right place. You don't need to quiet your thoughts. You don't need to sort them out. These stories are here to sit beside you while your thinking slowly runs out of steam. So get comfortable. There's nothing to figure out as the story begins. The lamp is already on when you step into the room. Not bright, not sharp, just steady, as if it has been waiting for you to return to the same thought again. You close the door softly behind you. The sound is small, almost circular, beginning and ending in the same quiet space. Your mind has been looping something all evening, not dramatic, not frightening, just repetitive. A sentence you keep revisiting. A moment you keep adjusting, it doesn't shout, it simply returns. You stand still for a moment. The thought comes back again, the same way it did earlier, the same tone, the same detail. The lamp does not react, it doesn't flicker, it doesn't dim, it glows in a patient circle of warm light across the rug. Across from it, the old man sits calmly, 70 years or more, soft white hair resting gently at his temples, warm cardigan buttoned loosely, kind, eyes watching you without interruption. He has seen thoughts return like this before. He does not try to stop them. You move toward the chair slowly, the same path you walked last night. And the night before that, your steps feel familiar. The thought circles again. What if you had said it differently? What if the pause meant something else? It comes back exactly the same. You lower yourself into the chair. The cushion dips beneath your weight. Soft, predictable, the circle continues, the lamp hums, faintly. Or maybe it's just the quiet of the house. The window shows. Deep blue night outside, still, unconcerned with repetition. Your mind offers the same scene. Again, not sharper, not louder, just familiar. You notice something gentle, the room does not resist your loop, It does not try to straighten it, It allows the circle to move through the air without friction. The old man shifts slightly. His cardigan brushes softly against the armrest. He does not ask what you are thinking. He understands the shape of it. You lean back. Your shoulders settle into the chair. The thought arrives again. But this time, you do not follow every edge. You let it pass through, like a wheel turning quietly on its own. The clock ticks once, then again, tick, pause, tick, even. The clock moves in repetition, yet it does not feel trapped, does not feel stuck, it circles forward. You breathe in slowly, in, out, your breathing feels like a circle, two, beginning, ending, beginning again. The thought comes back, but softer now, less sharp at the edges. The lamp continues glowing steadily. Its light does not expand, it does not shrink, it remains the same. You realize something small. Repetition does not always mean danger. Sometimes it is just the mind trying to finish something gently. The old man leans back further, his kind eyes half close, he trusts circles. The earth moves in them. The seasons return in them. Night follows. Day in them, your mind circles too. But it does not have to tighten. You rest your hands on the armrests. The wood feels cool beneath your palms. Real, grounded, the thought appears. Again, you notice it. But you do not chase it. You let it rotate once more, then drift outward slightly. The clock ticks, tick, pause, tick, the circle feels wider now, less urgent. Your shoulders drop another small inch. Your jaw loosens. The lamp watches without. Judgment. It does not demand a new idea. That it does not request a straight line. That it simply holds. Steady light while your mind traces its familiar shape. The window remains dark and calm. Nothing outside is replaying your moment. Nothing is circling your words. You breathe again. In, out. That thought returns. But it feels distant, almost like an echo rather than a command. You allow it to pass without adjusting it. Without improving it. The circle grows softer. Wider. Slower. And as you sit there in the steady glow of a lamp that does not interrupt your returning thoughts, you begin to feel how the chair beneath you holds the pattern without trying to break it, letting it move gently until it no longer feels so tight, letting it move gently until it no longer feels so tight. You settle deeper into the chair. The cushion adjusts beneath you, not resisting, not correcting. Just holding. The same thought returns again. You almost expect it now. It arrives in the same shape, the same tone, the same small detail that refuses to straighten into a line. You notice it without surprise. The chair does not stiffen when the loop begins. It does not interrupt. It simply supports your weight while your mind traces the same circle once more. Across from you, the old man sits quietly, 70 years or more, soft white hair catching the edge of lamplight, warm cardigan resting loosely around his shoulders. His kind eyes remain steady. He has watched many patterns pass through many evenings. You lean your head back slightly. The fabric presses softly against your shoulders. The thought turns again. What if you had answered differently? It plays in the same order. The same words. But something about it feels less sharp. The chair remains unmoved. It does not break the pattern. It does not straighten the loop. It simply holds you while it moves. The clock ticks once, then again. Tick. Pause. Tick. Even. The ticking is repetition. Yet it does not feel trapped. It feels steady. Predictable. You breathe slowly. In. Out. Your breathing moves in its own circle. Beginning. Ending. Beginning again. The thought returns. But it feels slower this time. As if it is tiring of its own shape. You notice you are not tightening around it. You are not bracing. You are sitting. The chair supports your back. The armrests hold your hands. The floor anchors your feet. You are not floating inside the loop. You are grounded beneath it. The old man shifts gently. The soft fabric of his cardigan brushes against the armrest. He does not offer advice. He does not attempt to break the circle for you. He trusts that repetition softens when it is not fought. The lamp continues its steady glow. Asterisk. It does not flicker in frustration. It does not brighten to distract you. It remains constant. The thought rotates again, but this time you notice something small. You do not follow it to the very end. You let it pass halfway. Then drift. The circle widens. Your shoulders lower another small inch. Your jaw relaxes. The room feels quieter than before. Silent. Just less tense. The clock ticks. Tick. Pause. Tick. The rhythm blends with your breathing. In. Out. The thought comes back again. But it feels thinner, less convincing. Like a record playing at lower volume. You do not turn it off. You simply allow it to play softly. The chair does not rush you. It does not require resolution. It does not demand closure. It only asks that you remain seated. You feel heavier now. Not burdened. Supported. The loop continues once more. But this time, You see its edges. You see how it begins, how it ends, how it turns, and you realize it is not endless, that it only feels that way. When chased, the old man leans back slightly, his kind eyes half close. He understands that circles do not always need to be broken. Sometimes they just need space, that the lamp glows warmly. The window holds the deep, blue night beyond it. Nothing outside is replaying your thought, nothing is trapped in it. You breathe again, in, out, The thought arrives once more, but it does not tighten around. You it moves gently, almost politely, then fades sooner than before. The chair remains steady beneath you, unmoved, unboted, and as you sit there feeling the loop grow softer, simply because it is allowed to pass through, you begin to notice the steady ticking of the clock more clearly now. A repetition that moves forward instead of in place. A repetition that moves forward instead of in place. You hear the clock more clearly now. Tick. A small pause, tick, another. Pause, It sounds like repetition, but it does not feel stuck. The hands move in a circle, round and round, yet the time changes, minute by minute, second by second. The chair holds you gently. The lamp glows beside you. Across the room, the old man rests comfortably, 70 years or more. Soft white hair resting in the warm edge of light, warm cardigan lying loosely against his shoulders. His expression is steady, patient, he has listened to clocks for many evenings. He trusts their circles, tick, pause, tick, your mind attempts to return to its familiar loop. The same sentence, the same moment, but something feels different now. Asterisk. You notice how the clock circles too, yet it never returns to the same second, even though it moves around. It moves forward. You breathe in slowly, in, out, your breathing has its own circle, beginning, ending, beginning. Again, but each breath is new, not the same as the last. The thought tries to replay again. What if you had said it differently? It appears gently, but it does not pull you in fully. The ticking interrupts it softly, tick, pause, tick, the sound. Feels grounded, stable, it does not tighten around itself, it does not try to escape its pattern, it trusts its motion. You lean back slightly. The chair supports you fully. Your shoulders soften. Your jaw loosens. The lamp casts a warm circle on the rug. Even light moves in curves. Shadows, rounding softly along the walls. The old man shifts gently in his seat. The fabric of his cardigan brushes against the armrest. He does not check the time. He does not worry about it, He knows it will continue without being. Watch, your thoughts circles once more, but it feels slower, less convincing. You notice its beginning, its middle, its end, You see that it is not endless, It only felt that way when rushed. Tick, pause, tick, the rhythm continues, steady, unconcerned, you. Begin to sense the difference between circling and spinning. The clock circles. Calmly, your mind had been spinning, but now it feels more like a gentle rotation. Not dizzy, not urgent, just moving. The window shows deep blue. Night outside, still, nothing out there appears trapped. The moon will rise and set. The earth will turn. Again, tomorrow, circles exist everywhere, but they do not panic, they flow. You rest your hands on the armrests. The wood feels cool beneath your palms. Real, present, your thoughts appear again, but they do not tighten, They drift across your awareness, dot then fade before completing the loop. You do not push them away. You allow them to move, like the clock hand. Like your breath, the old man leans back slightly, his kind eyes half close. He understands that repetition can feel different when not resisted. The ticking continues, dot tick dot pause, dot tick dot the sound blends into the quiet rhythm of the room. Your breathing slows further. In dot out dot the circle feels wider now. Not tight, not urgent dot, just part of the evening dot. You realize something gentle. Circles are not the enemy. They are natural dot. It is the tension around them that makes them feel sharp. Without that tension, they soften. The thought appears once more, but it does not demand attention dot. It rotates gently dot and drifts away before fully forming. You feel grounded in this chair, anchored in this room dot, not trapped inside your mind. The clock continues its steady motion, round and round, yet forward dot. And as you sit there listening to a circle that moves calmly ahead, you begin to feel drawn toward something even gentler than the ticking. A quiet street outside that curves instead of ends. A quiet street outside that curves instead of ends. You rise from the chair slowly. The lamp continues glowing behind you. The clock keeps its steady motion. But now the door opens softly, and the evening air greets you again. Dot cool, dot light. You step onto the porch. Dot the wooden boards creak gently beneath your feet. Not abrupt, just familiar. The old man steps out beside you. 70 years or more. Dot soft white hair touched faintly by the porch light. Warm cardigan resting comfortably around him. Dot his expression is calm. Dot observing. Dot you walk down the steps and onto the sidewalk. The street stretches ahead in a soft curve. Not straight, dot not ending sharply, dot just bending. The houses rest quietly on either side. Porch lights glow in warm circles along the street. Nothing urgent, nothing calling. Your thoughts follow you. At first, the same sentence tries to return, the same small replay. But something about the curve ahead feels different. There is no hard stop dot, no sudden edge, just a bend that disappears gently from view. You take a slow step forward, then another dot step dot pause dot step dot. The old man walks beside you, his breathing steady, even. The curve in the road becomes clearer as you approach it. Dot, it does not feel like a loop. Dot, it feels like continuation. You notice that the street does not fight its shape. Dot, it does not try to straighten itself. Dot, it simply follows its natural line. Your thought returns again, but it feels less trapped. That it moves through you like the bend in the road, not tight, not sharp, just curving. You pass beneath. A street lamp-dotted circle of light settles quietly around you. Your shadow stretches and shortens as you move forward. Light and dark bending softly around each other. The old man glances toward the curve. Ahead, a faint smile rests on his face. He trusts roads like this. They do not demand straight answers. Dot, they allow gentle turns. Your shoulders relax further. Dot, your arms swing lightly at your sides. The cool air brushes your cheeks. Dot in, dot out. Dot, the thought circles again, but it feels wider. Now, dot, less confined. Dot, it does not close tightly around you. Dot, it bends. Dot, and fades slightly at the edges. You reach the curve in the street. You follow it without hesitation. There is no corner to navigate. Dot, no sharp angle to adjust to. Just a gradual shift in direction. You realize something small. Circles do not always mean repetition. Sometimes they mean flow. The street continues, beyond your sight, but it does not feel endless. It feels calm, predictable. The houses remain quiet, windows dim, curtains drawn. No one appears to be replaying anything out here. No one seems caught in a loop. You walk a little farther. Then slow your pace. Naturally. Step. Pause. Step. The curve begins to bring you gently back toward where you started. Not abruptly. Softly. You do not feel like you are retracing steps. You feel like you are completing something simple. Your thought appears once more, but it does not carry tension. It turns gently. Then drifts outward. The sky above remains deep blue. Wide. Untroubled. Nothing up. There is stuck. The moon will trace its own quiet path. The earth will rotate again tomorrow. Movement in circles does not mean being trapped. It means belonging to something steady. You turn slowly and begin walking back. The porch lights greet you again as you pass. Unchanged. Reliable. The house with the glowing lamp comes back into view. Warm. Waiting. The curve has led you home without force, without sharpness. You climb the porch steps gently. The boards creak softly beneath you. The door stands slightly open. Light spilling quietly onto the floor. And as you pause there, feeling how the street curved without trapping you in place, you begin to notice the porch swing moving lightly beside you, back and forth. Understanding. Repetition in a softer way than your mind once did. Understanding repetition in a softer way than your mind once did. The porch swing moves gently beside you. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. You rest your hand on the wooden arm. The wood feels cool, smooth in some places, worn in others. The old man lowers himself carefully onto one side. 70 years or more. Soft white hair catching the warm edge of porch light. Warm cardigan settling comfortably against his shoulders. His expression is calm. Almost thoughtful. The swing dips slightly beneath his weight, then steadies. You sit beside him. The chains whisper faintly, and the motion continues. Back. Forward. Back. Forward. You do not push it at first. It moves on its own. A small arc through the quiet air. Your mind notices the repetition immediately. The way the swing returns to the same point, then leaves again, then returns. It is a circle, but it does not feel tight. It does not feel trapped. You press your feet lightly against the porch floor. Give a gentle push. The arc widens slightly, then settles. Again. Never rushed, never dramatic. The swing does not resent its repetition. It does not try to escape its motion. It accepts it fully. Your thought returns again. The same sentence. The same moment. But here, beside the swing, it feels different. Less sharp. Less demanding. Back. Forward. Your breathing begins to match the rhythm. In. Back. Out. Forward. Your shoulders soften with each sway. The cool night air brushes lightly against your face. The yard rests in soft shadow. The street beyond remains quiet. Nothing out here is rushing in straight lines. The old man rests his hands loosely in his lap, his breathing steady. Even. He does not try to change the swing's motion. He allows it to repeat. You notice something gentle. The swing repeats without correcting itself. It does not try to improve the last arc. It does not analyze the previous sway. It simply moves. Again. Back. Forward. Your thought circles once more, but it does not tighten around you. It feels like part of the motion, not separate from it. You lean back slightly against. The wooden slats dot, they support you easily. The chains creak softly. A steady, predictable sound. The porch light casts a warm circle around you. Beyond it, the sky remains deep blue. Wide dot calm dot the swing slows slightly dot, then continues dot back dot forward dot you. Realize something small. Repetition does not have to mean obsession dot. It can mean rhythm dot. It can mean balance dot. It can mean breathing. This thought returns again, but you do not follow it to the end. You let it travel halfway dot, then drift away before the swing reaches its highest point. The arc becomes smaller, more subtle dot back dot forward dot. The old man exhales slowly, a soft sound blending into the night. He trusts repetition. He knows that circles can be gentle when not resisted. Your mind feels less tense now. The loop is still there, but it feels wider dot slower dot less urgent. The swing continues dot back dot forward dot. The breeze softens dot then returns lightly. The motion beneath you becomes quieter dot, almost like rocking dot. Your eyelids grow slightly heavier. Not from exhaustion dot, from calm dot. The thought appears again, but it feels faint, like an echo rather than a command. You allow it to pass without adjusting it, without correcting it. The swing slows naturally dot back dot asterisk forward dot smaller dot, then smaller still. You notice that the motion does not need to be strong to continue. Even the smallest sway carries you. The porch remains quiet, the yard still, the sky wide. Your breathing steady dot in dot out. The repetition no longer feels sharp dot. It feels familiar dot, almost comforting. You realize that your mind has been trying to find balance, like this swing, like this gentle arc dot. And as the swing slows to its faintest movement, and the porch light glows softly behind you, you begin to feel drawn back inside toward a room that has already finished its circle for the night. A kitchen resting quietly in its own steady hum. Kitchen resting quietly in its own steady hum. You step back inside. The porch air lingers for a moment, then fades as the door closes softly behind you. The kitchen light is dim, not meant for effort, just enough to see the table dot the edge of the counter, the quiet shape of cabinets against the wall. Everything here looks finished. Not perfect dot, not polished dot, just complete. The old man walks in beside you. 70 years or more. Soft white hair touched gently by the faint glow. Warm cardigan resting loosely against him. His expression is calm dot. Settled dot. The refrigerator hums steadily in the corner. Low dot, even dot, untroubled dot. You pause near the table. A chair sits slightly pulled back dot, as if someone stood earlier and never rushed to push it in. Nothing here feels incomplete. Asterisk, nothing appears. Mid-dash sentence dot. The day has already closed its circle in this room. Your thought attempts to return again. The same sentence, the same moment, but the hum of the refrigerator meets it gently dot in dot hum, dot out dot hum dot. Your breathing begins to follow that rhythm. The loop in your mind feels slower now, less determined dot. You sit down carefully. Asterisk, the chair supports you without question. Your hands rest lightly on the table. The wood feels cool beneath your palms dot, grounded dot. The clock ticks faintly from another room, layered beneath the hum. Everything moves in repetition here, but nothing feels stuck. The old man rests one hand against the counter. Asterisk, he does not turn on brighter lights. He leaves the kitchen as it is dim. Closed for the night, your thought circles again, but it does not complete the loop. It fades halfway, softened by the steady sound in the room. You realize something gentle. The kitchen is not replaying today. It is not reviewing what was cooked, what was said. What was left undone. It has already completed its part. The stove is cool. The sink is empty. The cabinets are closed. The day ended here, without argument. You breathe slowly. In. Hum. Out. Hum. The loop inside. You widen slightly. It does not feel tight anymore. It feels like something unwinding on its own. The old man closes his eyes briefly. Not asleep, just resting inside the quiet. He trusts rooms like this, rooms that have already decided. The day is done. You lean back slightly in the chair. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw relaxes. The heaviness behind your eyes feels warmer. Now, less like strain, more like readiness. Your thought appears again, but it feels distant, like a sound heard from another room. It circles once, then dissolves into the hum. You do not reach for it. You let it go. The refrigerator continues, steadily. Unchanged. Unhurried. The kitchen does not demand one more reflection. It does not require a conclusion. It simply holds the quiet. You notice how your breathing has deepened without effort. In. Hum. Out. Hum. The circle feels complete here. Not forced, just naturally finished. You rise slowly from the chair. Your body feels softer, less alert. Less inclined to chase thoughts. The old man moves gently toward the hallway, his cardigan brushing faintly against the counter. The hum remains behind you. Steady. And as you walk toward the darker part of the house, feeling the circle of the evening close without tension, you begin to notice a small wooden drawer waiting quietly along the wall. Close. And content not to be opened again tonight. Closed. And content not to be opened again tonight. You step into the hallway slowly. The kitchen hum fades behind you. The air feels still here. Cooler. A small wooden desk rests against the wall. Simple. Remarkable. The drawer sits neatly beneath it, its brass handle catching a faint thread of light from the living room. You have opened this drawer before. You know its contents. Old notes, folded pages. Small reminders of things already considered. The old man stands beside you, 70 years or more. Soft white hair blending gently into shadow. Warm cardigan hanging loosely at his sides. His expression is steady. Understanding. You rest your fingers lightly on the handle. It feels smooth. Familiar. Your mind suggests opening it. Just to check, just to be sure. The circle of thought nudges forward again, but you pause. You already know what is inside. Nothing new waits there. No surprise. No revelation. Only repetition. The clock ticks faintly from another room. Tick. Pause. Tick. You breathe in slowly. In. Out. The drawer remains closed. It does not demand inspection. It does not whisper urgency. It simply rests. You notice something gentle. Opening. It would not end the circle. It would only restart it. You keep your hand resting on the handle for a moment longer. Then you let it fall to your side. The old man lowers himself slowly into a nearby chair. The fabric of his cardigan brushing softly against the wood. He does not ask why you chose not to open it. He trusts that you know. The hallway remains calm. Soft shadows resting along the floorboards. The lamp in the living room glows faintly behind you. The thought circles once more, but it feels lighter now, less convincing. You realize that repetition loses strength when not fed. You do not need to confirm what you already understand. You do not need to reopen what has already been seen. The drawer can remain closed. The circle can pause here. You lean lightly against the wall. Your shoulders drop another small inch. Your jaw loosens. The quiet feels wider. Less crowded. The clock ticks again. Tick. Pause. Tick. Time moves forward without reopening anything. The old man breathes. Slowly. Evenly. He has known many drawers. Many loops. He understands that some circles close not by force, but by stillness. You glance at the handle once more. It does not shine. It does not beckon. It simply exists. Neutral. Unpressured. Your mind grows quieter in its presence. The loop attempts to form again, but it fades before completing itself. You do not resist it. You simply do not follow it. The hallway feels peaceful. The house settled. The kitchen complete. The street quiet beyond the door. You feel something. Subtle shift. A loosening. Not dramatic. Just gentle. The old man rises slowly from his chair, his white hair catching a faint glow as he moves. His kind eyes glance toward the screen door again, toward the open night waiting softly beyond it. You follow at an easy pace. The drawer remains behind you. Closed. Unopened. Unneeded. Your mind does not circle back toward it. It allows the pause. You reach the screen door. Cool air brushes lightly against the mesh. A curtain shifts gently. The sky beyond feels wide. Unbounded. And as you stand there, feeling the relief of not reopening what has already been seen, you begin to sense how large the night feels above you, holding circles that are wide enough to breathe inside. Holding circles that are wide enough to breathe inside. You rest your hand against the screen door. The mesh feels cool beneath your fingers. The latch opens with a soft click. The door moves just enough to let the night air drift in. Cool. Open. You step onto the porch slowly. The boards creak faintly beneath your feet. The old man stands beside you. 70 years or more. Soft, white hair touched gently by the breeze. Warm, cardigan shifting lightly at the hem. His expression is calm. Peaceful. You lift your eyes toward the sky. It curves above you without edges. Deep blue stretching outward in every direction. The moon hangs quietly, tracing its slow path. It moves in a circle too. Yet it does not seem trapped. It seems certain. You breathe in deeply. The air feels spacious. Uncrowded. Your thoughts attempt to circle again. The same familiar sentence. The same small replay. But here, beneath the wide sky, it feels smaller. Less important. The stars scatter softly overhead. Tiny points of steady light. They follow their own quiet patterns. They return each night, yet each night is new. The old man closes his eyes briefly. He lets the breeze rest against his face. He trusts circles like this. Large ones, gentle ones. You lean lightly against the porch railing. The wood cool beneath your palms. The yard rests. Quietly below. Trees standing still. Grass dark in shadow. Nothing in this space feels confined. Nothing feels trapped in a tight loop. Your thought peers again, but it feels distant now, like a small shape against a wide horizon. You do not need to fix it. You do not need to follow it. You let it rotate once. Then, Widen dot in dot out dot your breathing feels easier here. The sky does not demand resolution. Dot it does not analyze yesterday. Dot simply turns. Dot slowly. Dot surely. Dot the moon will move. The earth will turn. Dot morning will come. Dot all in circles. Asterisk. But none of them feel stuck. The old man opens his eyes again. His kind gaze rests upward. He has watched many nights pass this way. He understands that circles are part of something larger. Dot your shoulders lower further. Your jaw relaxes completely. The breeze moves through the porch quietly. A curtain shifts behind you. Dot then settles. The thought attempts to return once more. But it does not tighten. Dot it feels softer. Dot wider. Dot you notice that the sky holds room for repetition without pressure. Dot the stars return each night, yet they do not feel repetitive. They feel steady. Dot reliable. Do you realize something gentle? Dot when a circle is wide enough, it does not feel like a trap. It feels like rhythm. You remain there a little longer, breathing slowly, feeling the openness above you. Dot your mind grows quieter without force. Not empty. Dot just spacious. The thought appears faintly, then fades before completing itself. You do not reach for it. You allow it to dissolve into the night. The old man shifts slightly beside you, his cardigan brushing softly against the railing. He nods almost imperceptibly. Dot as if agreeing with the sky. You take one more slow breath. The air moves through you calmly. In. Dot out. Dot the screen door rests lightly against its frame. The house behind you glows faintly with warm lamplight. The yard remains still. The sky continues its wide arc. Dot and as you turn gently back toward the living room, feeling how your thoughts have widened enough to soften, you begin to sense how the lamp inside is ready to grow faint, how the circle of the evening is nearing its quiet rest, how the circle of the evening is nearing its quiet rest. You step back into the living room. The hallway fades softly behind you. The lamp beside the chair glows faintly, smaller than before. Dot warmer. Dot its light no longer reaching far across the rug. The old man lowers himself into his chair slowly. 70 years or more. Dot soft white hair touched gently by the dim glow. Warm cardigan blending into shadow. His expression is peaceful. Dot sleepy. Dot you sit across from him again. The chair receives you without question. Dot the cushion settles beneath your weight. The room feels contained. Now, wrapped in soft edges. Dot the clock still ticks. But it sounds distant. Dot muted. Dot less important than it once seemed. Your thought attempts to circle again. Asterisk. The familiar sentence. The familiar pause. But it does not tighten. Dot it does not spin. Dot it turns once. Then slows. Dot you do not reach for it. You allow it to drift. The old man reaches toward the lamp. His fingers turn the knob gently. The glow lowers another small degree. Shadows stretch softly along the walls. Nothing disappears. Dot it simply softens. Dot your breathing deepens. Dot in. Dot pause. Dot out. Pause. Dot your shoulders sink fully into the chair. Your hands rest loosely in your lap. Your feet remain still against the floor. Dot the house feels settled. The porch quiet. The kitchen complete. Dot the drawer unopened. The sky wide beyond the walls. Everything is finished. Its gentle turn for the night. The lamp continues to dim. Dot its warmth now a small halo around the shade. Dot almost memory. Dot your thoughts no longer circle tightly. They widen. Dot like rings spreading across calm water. Dot the edges blur. The center softens. Dot you feel the difference clearly. You are not trapped in the loop. You are resting inside something larger. The old man leans back slightly. His kind eyes half close. He is not trying to end the circle. He is allowing it to settle. You follow that same quiet permission. The clock ticks once more. Tick. Pause. Tick. Each second arriving calmly, leaving calmly. You no longer measure them. You let them pass. Your eyelids grow heavier. Not from force. From ease. The lamp flickers faintly as it reaches its lowest setting. Not unstable, just small. The old man turns the knob one final time. The glow softens to its faintest warmth. A gentle golden edge in the dark. Your breathing slows further. In. Pause. Out. Pause. The circle inside you grows. Still. Not broken. Not forced. Simply quiet. The thought attempts one last appearance, but it feels distant, like something already completed. You do not adjust it. You do not improve it. You let it rest where it is. The room no longer expects anything from you. The night outside remains wide and calm. Nothing is spinning. Nothing is tightening. You feel the final thread of repetition loosen. It drifts outward gently. Then fades. The lamp holds its smallest glow. The shadows settle completely. The clock continues quietly in the background, but you no longer follow its motion. You rest, and as the circle grows wide enough to disappear into stillness, and the light becomes barely more than warmth in the dark, you remain there, breathing slowly, until even the shape of the circle fades into sleep.